There are numerous lessons from history that can be helpful for us to lead a good life. Researching ancient civilizations often reveals several philosophies that can still help people today. One such philosophy is Stoicism. It is an influential branch of ancient Greek and Roman philosophy that discusses ways to find meaning and happiness in life. The followers of Stoic philosophy emphasize controlling emotions and desires, and try to understand life in terms of reason and reality. If you want to find happiness in life and control your negative emotions, then you might find these ideas valuable. So here are 5 ways Stoic philosophy can teach you self-control. No. 1. Willpower exercise. The Stoics, like many other philosophers, believed that the mind was the source of all human problems. They argued that everything we do is determined by our thoughts and judgments about the world around us. Stoicism encourages you to question whether the way you're reacting to something is appropriate. And if you think about it, this idea is quite reasonable. Our minds have the ability to distort and exaggerate the facts, which can cause us to panic. As Marcus Aurelius said in his book Meditations, when you rise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. But he also wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. In short, while we can choose what to pay attention to and how to respond, we cannot choose what happens around us. We cannot change what has already happened. We can only decide how to react to it. However, this is easier said than done. Exercising your willpower is crucial to achieve self-control. In order to practice, you need to be more aware of your inner self. Pay attention to your feelings. Why do you feel the way you do? Why did you say or do that? What is causing your current emotional state? Ask yourself these questions to get a better understanding of your thought patterns and reactions. Once you become more aware of your thought patterns, you will begin to see how they influence your emotions and behavior. You will start to notice inaccurate beliefs that lead you to make wrong decisions. When you realize this, you can start correcting them. Thus, practicing willpower strengthens our mental health. It gives us the ability to look at events objectively and make wise decisions instead of being controlled by our feelings. No. 2. Control. Epicurus was one of the greatest figures of Stoicism. He was born in Greece but spent most of his life in Rome. His philosophy had a profound impact on Roman thought and life. He was known for his modest lifestyle and for renouncing fame and power. Epicurus taught that there were certain things in our lives that we could control, and others that we couldn't. According to Epicurus, we should focus on the things that are within our control, such as our thoughts and actions, and accept the things that are not within our control. This idea is also emphasized by another famous philosopher, Seneca, who said, "What is to be good? To be able to be indifferent to things that are not in our control. By focusing on the things we can control, we avoid wasting energy on things we can't change. Instead, we can devote our time and effort to making decisions that align with our values and goals. Furthermore, accepting the things we can't control allows us to live a more peaceful and joyful life. Worrying about things beyond our grasp only creates anxiety and prevents us from appreciating the present moment. Embracing the unknown and trusting in our ability to adapt to any situation can lead to greater resilience and adaptability. In essence, controlling our focus and acceptance of things beyond our control is a key aspect of self-control. It enables us to channel our energy effectively, reduce stress, and live more fully in the present. Number 3, anticipate adversity. As we all know, life is full of surprises, but not all of them are pleasant. Unexpected events can turn our well-ordered life upside down and fill us with fear and anxiety. However, there is a Stoic perspective that can help us face these unexpected situations more calmly and wisely. The Stoics believed that anticipating potential problems and considering various scenarios in advance could help individuals prepare and respond more effectively when challenges arise. In the words of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This quote highlights the idea that obstacles and challenges can actually propel us forward, if we choose to view them in the right light. Consider a person who experiences a sudden economic setback, such as losing their job unexpectedly. This event can cause significant stress, fear, and uncertainty about the future. However, by anticipating such possibilities in advance, the person could have taken steps to mitigate the impact of such an event. For example, they could have built an emergency fund to cover living expenses during a job search, or updated their resume and explored new job opportunities before losing their job by preparing in advance. They would not be caught off guard and could navigate this challenging period with more confidence and resilience. This is an example of how the Stoics' idea of anticipating adversity can help us exercise self-control. Being proactive in preparing for potential challenges allows us to maintain our composure and take effective action when unexpected events occur. Rather than being overwhelmed by unforeseen circumstances, we can respond with a sense of agency and determination, which is a sign of self-control. No. For patience and forbearance. In today's world where instant gratification is highly valued, patience and forbearance are often overlooked qualities. However, the Stoics recognized the significance of these traits in achieving self-control and overcoming life's challenges. They understood that true strength lay not in immediate reactions, but in the ability to endure and persevere through difficult times. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It's not that life is short, but we waste a lot of it." This means that although we have a limited amount of time, we often squander it by worrying about the past or fantasizing about an uncertain future. Instead of living fully in the present moment, we allow our minds to drift into thoughts that are beyond our control. These tendencies reflect a lack of patience and forbearance. The Stoics believed that constantly dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about future uncertainties prevented us from appreciating the present and finding peace within ourselves. Developing patience and forbearance is essential for achieving self-control. By learning to endure and persevere in the face of adversity, we cultivate inner strength and resilience. When faced with challenges, we must resist the urge to give up or become discouraged. Instead, we should remain steadfast and persistent in our efforts to overcome obstacles. By practicing patience and forbearance, we train ourselves to stay focused on our long-term goals without being distracted by immediate setbacks or distractions. We learn to trust in our ability to navigate through difficult situations and emerge stronger on the other side. Ultimately, by cultivating these qualities, we pave the way for greater self-control. Resilience and personal growth. Conclusion: self-control is a fundamental aspect of our ability to shape our lives and achieve our goals. Without self-control, it is difficult to resist temptations, manage our emotions, and make sound decisions. The Stoics viewed self-control as a key virtue for living a good and fulfilling life. They believed that by exercising self-control, individuals could overcome negative emotions, resist external pressures, and live according to their own values and principles. By practicing willpower, focusing on what we can control, anticipating challenges, and demonstrating patience and forbearance, we can develop greater self-control. These practices enable us to live more intentionally, make better decisions, and ultimately lead a more meaningful and resilient life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.